The school resource officers for the Lloyd School Divisions came to City Council to present their quarterly update, showcasing all they did as the school year wrapped up. Established in 2018, the SRO program brings an RCMP officer to these schools, not only to enforce, but to be a resource for the students moving forward.
They're building relationships with the youth in our school system, addressing issues that can be captured at the school level, which is terrific, rather than sometimes on the street or at the family home. And I think those are very important, the relationships they build with the community out and about publicly.
On top of supporting local events, this quarter's highlights include the RCMP Youth Academy and the 2024 Battle of the Badges.
Often when we encounter an RCMP officer, it's not for the best of circumstances. On the average individual, it's likely a ticket for no seatbelt, using your cell phone, tinted windows, or speeding. On the other side, you may have been involved in an accident, or worse yet, you've been a victim of crime or you've witnessed a crime. For 90+% of the people, that's our encounters with the RCMP. So building a positive relationship for youth to understand they're there to serve the public and serve the community to the best of their interest is critical. And I really appreciate the work that they do each and every day.
Some tense moments for those in Jasper National Park overnight. People were told to pack up important documents, food, water, pets, and medication for multiple days. They're now being directed to head west on Highway 16 into British Columbia. About 5,000 people are affected. Another 7,500 people are out of their homes in a string of remote communities. Now, the weather that Lloydminster has been experiencing today has been quite nice.
Yeah, well, for the first time, I think in probably a month or longer, probably almost all the way up to January, people have been appreciating the windy city of Lloydminster, because the wind was fantastic today to make us, have that nice wind chill and, keep it at a decent temperature. It also, I don't think, was as hot as we previously were thinking it was going to be, and it's actually cooled off quite a bit in the more recent outlook for this week, which has been fantastic, especially for the SAS Summer Games, though the wind maybe is going to be quite large, and of course with the heavy amount of smoke we're feeling right now, that might not be preferable, but I'm hoping that the wind won't be too bad, and we'll still have some nice days for the rest of the SAS Summer Games. I was out at the bocce pit today and had a really great time there, seeing all the kids really enjoy playing bocce ball today. Taking a look at our almanac today, so we're sitting at that 28 degrees, so that's still quite a bit above the usual normal, and the low at 16, that's nearly double what the usual low is there, so we're still plenty warmer than usually that we're used to in July here, but it's not as bad as it was certainly yesterday and, of course, last week. And not as much rain usually here as we're getting close to the end of the month, 21.3 millimeters right now, and we're usually averaging about 71.6. So certainly would like a little bit of rain, of course, for our friends out in the west who are, and up north in Fort McMurray as well, who are experiencing some wildfire conditions. Currently in Lloydminster, we're sitting at 24 degrees. That wind chill has died down. 68% humidity isn't the most pleasant right now, but still a nice-ish day out here in Lloydminster with a little bit of cloud cover for the sun here. Taking a look at our friends in Saskatchewan and North Battleford, they're pretty much exactly the same. 24 degrees and just a little bit less humid out in North Battleford. And our friends out in Cold Lake are a little bit warmer. They're sitting at 27 degrees. With the wind chill, they're still at that 27-degree mark and a little less humid for them today. Taking a look now across the central region here, Lloydminster at 24 as mentioned, Cold Lake at 27. We see Bonnyville also at 27, and Vegreville a little bit further out west is at that 27 mark. Marwayne and Vermilion both at 26 today, and then Wainwright, Provost, Edmonton all at 28. Lac La Biche a little bit cooler at 23 degrees for them up north today. Our La Crosse is sitting at 26 degrees right now, with Pearson and St. Walburg also at that 26-degree mark. We see Macklin is plenty warm today at 31 degrees, Green Lake sitting at 25, Meadow Lake at 24, Maidstone at 22, and North Battleford, as previously mentioned, around that 24, 23-degree mark. Taking a look now at tonight's forecast in North Battleford, they're going to have a low of 16 degrees. It's going to be pretty breezy this evening, but otherwise it'll be mainly clear, but still plenty humid as mentioned earlier. 5% chance of precipitation will likely not be anything. Cold Lake, though, is going to possibly be seeing a thunderstorm. It is going to be mild this evening, and then it will be partly cloudy late. 70% chance of precipitation alongside that thunderstorm, so It's going to be an exciting night, and you probably aren't going to be wanting spending too much time outside in Cold Lake this evening. And finally, here in Lloydminster, we're going to be seeing thunderstorms as well, a severe one, in fact, this evening. It's going to be breezy throughout the evening as well, but otherwise it will be mainly clear and humid, as mentioned, 55% chance of precipitation for that. And finally, we'll take a quick look at your 3-day forecast. Tomorrow it's going to be very warm and humid, unfortunately. 30 degrees, a low of 16. It will be getting quite windy on Thursday, and 28 degrees and a low of 12. And then Friday, it's going to be plenty windy and a lot cooler. But that will do it for our first look at the weather forecast. I will be back later on in the show for your second look, but now we'll have some more news headlines coming up after the break.
The Saskatchewan Summer Games are now into day 2 of competition, and the athletes are settling in and enjoying the festivities. Our Thomas Wildman has more on archery down at the Lloyd X.
Archery with both recurve and compact bows is taking place down at the track at the Lloyd X for the Sask Summer Games.
Got a modified Canadian 900, which had 3 distances, 45 meters, 35 meters, and 25 meters. So each archer shot 90 arrows, and total score out of 900. And they'll get ranked after today's event. And tomorrow we have the match play, which is a double elimination to get to the medal matches.
And just like with any other event, the archers have been training every day for their huge provincial event.
I've been practicing for a few months now. I shot because I have an archery range outside of my property, and I shot at least 100 to 200 arrows a day for the past few months.
Each archer is aiming for the top, but they are also trying to improve every day and shoot their personal best.
I've definitely learned a lot of new things, and it's very interesting to see everyone's different tips and techniques. Just have fun and beat my personal best.
The competition after the elimination rounds will move into the finals, where the archers will try and grab those coveted Sask Summer Games medals. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news.
The Sask Summer Games has 14 different sports this year in Lloydminster, including bocce ball from the Special Olympics. Special Olympics bocce ball is a new event to Lloydminster and area, but the organizers are happy to have athletes be able to compete and have fun at the Sask Summer Games.
We've only started bocce in the last 3 or 4 months. So to compete at a provincial event is a huge deal for us. It's an opportunity for our athletes to compete with athletes who are new as well, and athletes who've been playing for years.
And first-time Sask Summer Games athlete Greta Bobby is having a great time at the bocce pit.
Oh, happy actually.
Bocce, alongside the other 13 sports at the Sask Summer Games, will continue until Saturday, July 27th. It's time now for our weekly edition of Pet Project. Here is our Lane Hoffert.
We're at Border Paws this week for this week's edition of Pet Project. And today we have a special guest here. We have Pearl.
Yeah, so this is Pearl. This sweet girl is about 2 years old. She came to us as a stray from around the 18th Street and 47th Avenue area. She was a bit rough when she came in. As you can see, she is still healing, but she's loads better than she was. She was brought in back in October, so she's been with us for quite a while. Oh, yes, sweet baby. She's been with us for quite a while. She is a very sweet girl. She's so affectionate. She just loves love. She's all about cuddling. She does drool a little bit, which I think is actually kind of cute. She's great with other cats. I think she'd be great with a family or a couple with kids, or even just like a single person. Someone she could just shower all her love on. Hi, sweet girl. She's quite a character. Definitely. There's so many different environments I feel like she would just be able to fit right in. All covered in her spit. She's so sweet. She hasn't been tested with dogs yet, but I feel like we could definitely set up introductions, and you can definitely tell she would make an excellent, excellent family pet.
What events have happened lately or that are coming up here at the Border Paws?
So we actually, on the 14th of this month, big shout out to Randy Marsh for helping out with our, we had a third annual Cars, Cats, and Dogs charity barbecue where he raised over $320 to help go towards the shelter. And those kinds of things help with the medical costs for animals like Pearl, who maybe don't get the best start out at life. But they come and we do the best that we can with the resources that we have. Being that we are a nonprofit, we rely heavily on donations and volunteers and stuff. So huge shout out to everybody. I know Pearl is extremely grateful. Hey, sweet baby. We also had our week-long PetSmart adoption event, which was very successful. We saw some babies find their new forever homes. And hopefully after today we'll have some applications for this sweet girl. And also with the warmer weather comes babies. So we have a lot of kittens and puppies in our care at the moment. So we are requiring kitten food, wet and dry, and puppy food as well, wet and dry. Also the dogs in our care are all pretty much larger breeds, so we do require the heavier duty toys, the Kongs, things that can take a little bit more wear and tear. At the moment, we are at capacity for canines, but if you email the shelter, info@borderpaws.ca if you're needing help with having to rehome an animal or need to, if you find a stray and we're full, we have resources available that we can send you. All you have to do is just give us an email and we'll help you out to the best of our ability.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, so donations wise, yeah, soft food for kittens
and puppies.
Puppies,
Yeah.
and then the more durable chew toys for the bigger breeds of puppies there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Any other sort of donations?
We're always looking for things like fans. It does get hot in the summer regardless of what part of the building you're in, so we like to have some industrial type fans if anybody has any. Things like garbage bags, cleaning supplies we're always in need of, but the main things would be definitely the kitten and puppy food are our priority. We're always looking for volunteers, honestly. If you or someone you know has a passion for helping animals, feel free to, of course, fill out an application either online or in person. So we are always looking for help.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in making Pearl a part of their family, they should come to Border Paws and meet Pearl, check her out. Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Now let's take a look at your adorable animals in our pet pics of the day.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
The city of Cold Lake is trying to make more housing options available. Our Leanne Sanders talked to the mayor about the program.
I'm speaking with the mayor of Cold Lake, Craig Copeland, today, and we're talking about an incentive program that's being offered by the city to get people to invest into secondary suites. Craig, can you tell me about the incentive and why the city decided to offer that?
Okay, overall, we have a kind of a concern that in the future here, we could be short of rental accommodations for people. And so we know a lot of people build a house sometimes with, say, walkout basements. So we're trying to incentivize people to consider having, a suite inside their home. And so we're going to give them $5,000 per home to develop an opportunity for, say, a one-bedroom suite. They just need to work with the city staff. There's some conditions that it has to be, a rental for a period of time. But we've already had 3 applications already, and we put, enough money in the pot right now for 20 homes. And so we're just trying to increase the pool of rental accommodations, because right now Cold Lake's pretty much close to what's well under 1% vacancy. So it's getting tight right now, and that's even before all the construction workers are going to be coming in for the Ellis Dawn work on Four Wing Cold Lake.
Actually, now that they're talking about maybe further rate cuts from the Bank of Canada, those mortgage loans will get maybe a little bit more affordable.
Yeah, and I've talked to some people. I mean, the big concern is when your existing mortgage is renewing now, it's still much higher than what it was 5 years ago. This maybe is an opportunity for people to look at developing their basement. And I mean, everything today costs a lot of money to develop a basement, but a lot of houses in Cold Lake are built with a walkout basement, and so some opportunity there. That we just want to try to incentivize people to look at development to have suites in their homes.
Great. Well, Craig, I know the city is busy with all kinds of initiatives and there's always something going on out there. Is there anything else happening that you want to fill me in on today?
Well, just overall, in terms of development, we've got that for multifamily. We've have an incentive program for $10,000 per door, and so we're trying to go out and get developers to come into Cold Lake and stand up, whether it's a 40 suite apartment, whatever it's going to be. But we're just trying to get interest in Cold Lake. We really feel we're very optimistic council on the future of Cold Lake. And if carbon capture project does go ahead, when that aligns with the F-35 project on the base, it's going to be exciting times here. And we feel that we're going to really have a big growth spurt here for the next 5 to 10 years.
At least the city is forward thinking and you're planning for that eventuality. So it will be exciting to see what comes.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's going to be good. I mean, we know a lot of new Canadians are coming to Cold Lake. We're hearing that. They're finding it very expensive to live in Vancouver, Calgary, and so rural Alberta is being attractive. And it's kind of neat when you have, say, a Filipino community, word gets out and about coming to Cold Lake. We have other ethnic communities that are here in Cold Lake, and people are coming from afar and looking at options of getting a job here and buying a home and starting a family.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about that down the road and look forward to it. So thank you for your time today, Craig.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Coming up after the break, we will have an extended look at weather. Welcome back, everybody, and we're just going to start by taking a look here at the future radar. As we can see, I'm just going to actually spin over to this side. We're going to see some severe weather coming through the Regina area, and we mentioned overnight earlier in the cast that we're going to have some severe thunderstorms happening in Lloydminster and up here. We're not really seeing that on the upcoming radar here, but there is just some patches of that, so we'll be seeing that, of course, and that big system kind of coming through Regina and the down south area there. So not the best for our friends in in Regina, preparing to head out to Montreal for the Riders there. We're taking a look now at across the central part of Alberta and Saskatchewan here. Lloydminster at 24 degrees as they were earlier. Cold Lake up at 26 degrees. Athabasca also at 26 degrees for us today. And then a little bit of a variety here. We got 21 in Whitecourt and Jasper today. Edson sitting at 22 degrees. And then Edmonton nice and warm at 27 degrees. Red Deer sitting at 28 and Rocky Mountain House at 29. Taking a look on the Saskatchewan side, we've got Meadow Lake and North Battleford at 24 degrees, Prince Albert at 23 degrees, Melfort at 22, and Saskatoon a little bit warmer at 25 degrees. Taking a look down south, we've got Regina and Estevan sitting at 26 degrees right now, Yorkton at 24, Moose Jaw at 28, a blistering hot 36 in Swift Current. I guess it's just always warm there, and Kindersley sitting at 29 degrees.
On the Alberta side, they're very similar to our friends in Swift Current. Coronation at 35 degrees, Medicine Hat at 37, Lethbridge at 36, and Calgary at 33. Banff a little cooler, sitting at 29 degrees right now. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast here in Lloydminster, it's going to be nice and warm at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. 16 degrees, mostly sunny, and that sun's going to stick around and become completely sunny once we get to noon. 26 degrees, nice and warm there. 28 degrees at 6 p.m., and then it will cool back down to 20 degrees at midnight, but a really nice and warm day for day 3 of the SAS Summer Games here in Lloydminster. Taking a look at North Battleford, they're going to be plenty hot tomorrow as well. 32 degrees for their high. It's going to be humid and warmer with plenty of sunshine, and they do have an extreme heat warning there, so our friends in North Battleford, and that might be possible here in Lloydminster as well. Be careful outside. Make sure you're drinking lots of water because outdoor activities can be a little bit dangerous with the heat. Wear sunblock as well too. And our friends in Cold Lake are at 28 degrees. It's mostly cloudy and going to be quite humid for them tomorrow as well with those thunderstorms. But not an extreme heat advisory. That still doesn't mean though that you shouldn't be careful while outside with these very warm temperatures that we're experiencing as well. That is not great for the breathing quality. Taking a look at the travel forecast across the region here, we'll start in Meadow Lake. They're sitting at 30 degrees. Paradise Hill also there, heavy and warmer and humid, and that's going to be similar in Paradise Hill. They're going to be a little bit breezy in the afternoon. 31 degrees in Isle La Crosse, and they've got a little bit of hazy sun there. Provost at 32 degrees, Bonnyville at 28 degrees for tomorrow. And looking a little further away, Miriam and Pearceland sitting at 28 degrees. Pearceland with some hazy sun, and it's going to be plenty humid there. Unity up to 32 degrees, nice and warm in Calgary at 34 degrees. And our friends in Wainwright are going to be sunny and very warm and humid as well. And finally, a quick look at the extended 7-day forecast here. Saturday, it's going to be 24 degrees for our final day in the SAS Summer Games. Windy with some partial sunshine. Sunday, it's going to be partly sunny up to 27 degrees and a low of 12 degrees. That low of 12 degrees will continue into next week. Monday, we'll be seeing some times of clouds and sun, 27 degrees once again. And then next Tuesday, it's going to be mostly sunny and a high of 25 degrees. But a real nice hot week here for the SAS Summer Games, though it is going to cool down as we get later in the week. And so hopefully it's not only going to be nice and warm, but also be a heated competition throughout the rest of this
I like that. It will definitely be heated one way or another, and that's a great way to cap it off there. And that is all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.